Prime Minister Andy Burnham says he wants to get everyone in for Christmas.
I'm saying, to wider society, faith organisations, let's see if we can do this together. Let's see if Britain can do this. Give everybody an offer to come inside before Christmas. That is just something we can do. We did it in the pandemic. We can do it again. And it's a rallying call, really, that I'm putting out there today with a lot of government money behind it.
That government money, £442 million. The aim is to provide not just emergency accommodation, but also practical support for health needs. Reporter Josh Lovett's been getting some reaction in Cambridge.
I'm at Jimmy's Cambridge. It is a 24/7 accommodation. It's a hostel on East Road in Cambridge. And it's the day after Andy Burnham has pledged to get everyone in for Christmas, which will affect rough sleepers. And here at Jimmy's, I'm joined by Bea Taylor, who's the Deputy Director here. There'll be plenty of people who have heard of Jimmy's. It's very famous, but may not know exactly what it is that you do. So what do you do here?
Yeah, so we're a homelessness charity providing support alongside accommodation to people experiencing homelessness and rough sleeping in the city.
And what was your reaction to Andy Burnham's announcement?
I mean, my reaction and the reaction of most of the residents and members of frontline staff that I've spoken to this morning is that we're all just really happy to hear homelessness being spoken about and prioritised by people in positions of power. I think we're very mindful, though, that getting people off the streets is one thing, but helping them to heal from kind of traumatic life experiences that have led them to experience homelessness and helping them to sustain accommodation in the long term is another thing that requires robust long-term investment.
Well, I'd be interested to know what your thoughts were on the Christmas element of it. His goal, he said, is to get everyone in for Christmas. I mean, what are your thoughts on that as somebody who, works around these residents day in, day out? What does that mean, Christmas, as a deadline for you?
What worries me about the Christmas deadline is that if there are still people rough sleeping following Christmas, it may be the public's perception that that's because those individuals have refused offers of accommodation. And all I would say about Christmas, given what I've discussed around the majority of people experiencing homelessness having experienced significant trauma during their childhood, is that it is an incredibly triggering and difficult time. The people that we work with at Jimmy's just want to get through Christmas. They want to survive it. And having the added pressure of suddenly being offered a place to stay in time for Christmas, I can imagine, I don't want to speak for people, but I can imagine that might be kind of one extra pressure too many at a really difficult time. Of course, though, I support the sentiment behind Andy Burnham's initiative, and I would never challenge or speak out against any initiative designed to get people off the streets. The reason I flag that is because I think we all need to go into this with our eyes open, that there needs to be long-term investment in support.
Our reporter Josh Lovett with Bea Taylor there, part of the team at Jimmy's Cambridge. We will be hearing from one of their current residents, Terry, a little bit later on in the show.
Now, I'm joined at Jimmy's by Terry. Terry's been a resident here for
4 months. About 4 months, yeah.
4 months. Now, Andy Burnham's pledged to get everybody in off the street for Christmas. That's what he's been saying. What's your reaction to that as somebody who's a resident here at Jimmy's?
I think it's a very good idea, but I'm wondering what they're going to include as being homeless, because if you're somebody could just be made homeless, like a family didn't pay the rent, lose their house, and then what they're going to do, put them into a hotel, temporary accommodation, or what? I'm curious.
What do you think to the idea that, or what do you think of the headline that, let's get everybody a bed and somewhere to sleep? How much of a fix is that?
somewhere stable is like everybody. Like I've been homeless on the street, so like when you're on the street, you get through the day. When you're completely knackered, you go and find somewhere to sleep, which is probably not somewhere suitable, and then you wake up the next day and you go through the same thing again. And like it's hard to even get into like the council office or go to the doctors or appointments and stuff. So getting somewhere to live would be very helpful to people.
And what do you think to the idea that, of the goal of let's get everybody off the streets by Christmas?
That's a big ask.
Terry there, who's currently based at Jimmy's Cambridge, he has in the past been sleeping rough.